Back in January, I visited San Antonio, Texas for the Triumph Best of British Tour to see the new 2020 Rocket 3 GT and Rocket 3R in person. But before we move forward, let me be clear. This is not a test ride video. If you were looking for that, click off now and check out the other videos out there from actual owners. This ain't it. If you want to know my impressions of the Rocket 3 from a power cruiser owner perspective, keep watching. Since it was a big reveal party, other bikes were on showcase. The Bobber TFC, Thruxton TFC, Daytona 765, and the new Street Triple and Tiger 900. It's lots of eye candy, but the Rocket 3 was my main event. That's what I came to see. I had to put my eyes on it. The new Rocket 3 is arguably one of the most exciting bikes of 2020, and it's one I've been waiting to ride since the Rocket 3 TFC was announced. But unfortunately, given the current world circumstances that are going on, I wasn't able to get a ride on the Rocket 3 at Daytona. So you're gonna have to stay tuned for that at some point when I eventually get a ride on it. And after seeing the Rocket 3 in person and knowing its capabilities on paper, I wanted to feel just how it stacked up with the M109R, at least from a standstill perspective, taking into account weight, styling, fit and finish, and of course overall appeal. And many people sat down and straddled the seat of this 2500cc behemoth to say it felt solid and well put together. Some said it even felt heavy and didn't look capable of handling the curve at speeds due to the meaty 240 rear tire on the back. But of course, those in the know understand that the Rocket 3 is arguably one of the most capable, if not best machines in its class, even casting bikes like the Ducati 1260S and XD Oval in shadows. But as a disclaimer, I haven't ridden the new 1260S nor bikes like the VMAX, so of course, take my opinion as it is. But for all of my power cruiser owners out there, drop a comment below and let me know what bikes you're riding these days. I'm curious to know your experiences. And after watching many people throw a leg over the Rocket 3 and me patiently waiting for my chance to get some seat time with the new king of the streets, I finally get my chance to just simply get a feel of what's eventually to come. And after swinging the leg over, I instantly fall in love with it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why'd you do this to me? It's so nice. And honestly, I feel like Triumph 100% made this bike just for people like me to show on the channel. But what do y'all think? Should Triumph sponsor me one for a few months? Shout it out and let your voices be heard in the comments. But clearly, I'm enjoying every bit of this bike. And again, I haven't even ridden it yet, but everything felt so right, well placed, and there for people like me. And when I say people like me, I mean people that own power cruisers and want that next step up. And owning the M109 and then sitting on something like this, I couldn't help but have the ooh shiny new thing moment, because I've always wanted more out of the M109, but Suzuki never delivered. They've only really refined the engine and changed colors. And that's not to say the M109 isn't perfect the way it is. I'm simply wanting more out of my rides now. So to all you M109 fans out there, don't jump down my throat about that. And after sitting the Rocket 3 upright, you can immediately feel the difference in weight, not only compared to the M109, but also the original Rocket 3, which weighed close to 100 pounds more. And the older Rocket 3 felt more upright and taller versus sitting lower and in a more aggressive stance on the new Rocket 3. Less aggressive, of course, with the GT version because of the pullback bars, but both were comfortable to me for my height at 5 feet 10 inches. But at 650 pounds dry weight, I was incredibly impressed with how Triumph was able to pack so much more into less and still achieve more performance. And comparing that to the old Rocket 3, my takeaway was not only how well it hides its weight, but also how well it delivered its power. Because you'd think with a 2.3 liter engine and enough torque to rip your muffin cap back, it would be a bit nerving to ride, but it was enjoyable. And it could still be ridden normally and peel your skin back when you wanted it to. But now we're talking about a 2.5 liter engine, so I'm expecting the new Rocket 3 to be a bit more ridiculous, but still be able to be contained within those boundaries. But given the amount of electronics that this bike has, we could probably say it will be docile, but being able to dial the settings in the way you want is always a plus for me, because I'd rather have the features and turn them off when I want to than not to have them. But that's just my personal choice. So question for you all, electronic features and aids on your bikes? Yes or no? Let's talk about that in the comments. But of course, play nice, people. Now let's talk about passengers right quick. Even with the passenger on the back, I was able to pick up the Rocket 3 and straddle it with no problem. And I've done a few good rides with the passenger on the M109, and honestly, it will wear you out fast in stop and go traffic. But with the passenger sitting closer to the rider on the Rocket 3 given the slightly shorter wheelbase, the passenger's presence isn't as pronounced. So the chassis weight distribution is definitely on point, but you can all see just how much I'm enjoying it with her back there. I'm digging it. That's my fiance, by the way. She approves. As for the fit and finish, everything about the Rocket 3 to me just screams premium, and I'm sure it would for other people as well. But from the brushed aluminum to the tucked away pegs, the attention to detail by Triumph is simply superb. And I know you all are probably thinking that I'm hyping Triumph up, but I'm not. I just really think it's a beautiful machine. And the fact that Triumph made it a priority to hide all of the wiring shows the commitment to detail. And the last bike that really struck me like this was the X Diavolo. So I feel like I just have a thing for nice finishes. But I can go all day about how everything is so well put together, even though you are paying about an 8K premium over a brand new M109. And I know somebody's gonna comment about how electronics are gonna die and be expensive to fix, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'm gonna ride it anyway. So of course, even though this is me sitting on the bike and enjoying it, of course, Brian and Jared and James that you guys see on the channel, they got a chance to sit on it as well. And they seem to have the same opinion that I have. It's a great feeling bike. And of course, Jared and Brian even got a chance to ride it at Daytona, and they gave nothing but positive thoughts about it. So I'm definitely looking forward to riding it. And they both come from M109 backgrounds. So what do you all think? Can y'all see Bicasso on a Rocket 3? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is, I guess, my impressions of the Rocket 3 right now. And of course, I plan on riding it in the future. So if you haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button and like the video if you enjoyed something out of this video or got something out of it. And definitely let me know in the comments what you think. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.